Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're diving headfirst into the lyrical world of rhyme flow. We've got a killer set list lined up: ATS, End of Days, Ice Cream, Trek, and Flecked. Really running the gamut with these, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a pretty eclectic mix. Should give us a good feel for what's going on in Rhymeflow's world.
Okay, so right off the bat, we go from battling job hunting algorithms in ATS to like full-blown societal collapse in End of Days.
I see job, I click apply, I add resume, post customize, I write cover letter very specifically to the role, every bullet point controlled, I use every keyword that is relevant, say why I'm the perfect fit, succinct elegance, humbly I brag while not imposing intelligence, I have experience, qualification, temperament, and then I hit send. I've done this enough to know that there is no end, I've had to do this hundreds of times, but times 10, and I'm getting the feeling my efforts get frozen. Must be the ATS, the automation train to say that I'm worthless. The applicant tracking system assesses work fast. It takes my application and turns it to burnt ash. AI, guard dog, cooking me. Don't know what I did wrong, saying hell no, look at me. Maybe it's a fluke on my resume. Took a knee, part-time, entry-level roles, now we're looking sweet. But this unemployment drying up, hating all these people saying maybe I ain't trying up. Maybe they all ghost roles or internals tie it up. Either way, I'm dying in this grind that's designed to suck. To all you hunters trying to land a role, have a friend or fur, I assure you it's worth its weight in gold. Cause I know this process makes you waste stress. Hope this make the pain less. Blame it on ATS.
Okay, so walk me through this. What's the common thread? Well, at the surface level, you've got these wildly different scenarios, right? One minute it's like, man, this job search is soul-crushing, and the next it's like, the world's ending, everything's on fire. But if you dig a little deeper, you start to see this recurring theme of powerlessness.
Powerlessness? How so?
In ATS, it's that feeling of being trapped in this system, right? These cold, impersonal algorithms deciding your fate, and you're just like a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us can relate to that, especially in today's world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That whole feeling of being just a number, another resume in the pile. It's like you're shouting into the void.
Exactly. And then Rhymeflow takes that same feeling, that sense of being powerless against these larger forces, and zooms out to this much bigger canvas with End of Days. Suddenly, it's not just about you and your job prospects, it's about the whole damn system.
How much damage have we managed on this planet? While the earth no cap will stand it, man at disadvantage. While we painting ourselves in a corner, pretty single-handed. And the thing is, no one else is gonna give us any hand up. Can we stand up? Is there anyone to point a finger at? Cause I can scream at corporate greed and say that money was the bandit. Is it overpopulation and an immigration status? Does it matter at this point whether the human race gets banished? Do we panic now or wait 100 years for us to vanish? And just try to enjoy presently and ignorantly lavish. It's a savage thought, but honestly, it's probably pretty average. Because folks are mostly trying to survive without this baggage. They're impacted by their death, their kids, their media distractions. It's hard to see the forest burn if the tree keeps them captive. And it's sad, but it's a fact that we cannot simply combat it. So we have to come together and really take a hard look at it.
The environment, the media, humanity itself, right? It's like they're saying, no matter what scale you're looking at, whether it's your individual struggle or this looming sense of like global uncertainty, it all comes back to this feeling of being swept up in something much bigger than yourself.
Exactly. And that's where Ice Cream comes in, right? Rhymeflow takes that seed of media anxiety and plants it right in the heart of the digital age.
Okay, yeah. Ice Cream, that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, is that the Ice Cream Man? Huh. Listen. I scream, you scream. Is it ice cream? Nah, son, these are demons in my eyes, see? And I'm screaming cause they feeding off my live stream right on the channel where I'm leaving on the live stream. Subscribe while this fire makes my eyes steam. Mash on the thumb while my thumb's getting grind clean off the bone cause I really bring the content. If the contents of my bowels showing off then often I don't feel alone in this coffin cause my followers are souls that I rot with. What I got is a viral TikTok. Never mind, it's a semi-beating heart like a clock. A vial of Ebola that I'll drink on the spot. If that gives me all the views, I refuse to be stopped. Local news say I'm floating on the noose is my shot. So my singles like my body about to drop. Plop.
You've got these lines about demons in my eyes and feeding off my life stream. It's like this vivid, almost visceral exploration of how technology can consume us from the inside out.
It's like they're wrestling with this love-hate relationship we all have with social media.
Because on one hand, it's this incredible tool, right, for connection, for creativity, for hell, even for making a living these days. But then on the other hand, it's like this constant drain on your attention, your energy.
Your soul, almost.
Right. So we've got this thread of like feeling powerless, right? Like you're up against these huge, overwhelming forces, the algorithm, the media, whatever. But then Rhymeflow kind of throws us a curveball with Trek, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. The energy definitely shifts with that. It's like instead of fighting against the current, they're just like, screw it, I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's like they said, we're done with this whole being stuck thing and decided to hit the open road.
Right. And not just any road. It's Route 66, you know? The ultimate symbol of freedom and escape.
Escape my life, I was not intending to find what would change my mind's light, illuminating the lanes like a high beam in the dull rumbling of the combustion when the engine's idling. I was never built for 9 to 5 and 5'9", heavy set. Office life is where my mind died, but I applied and tried to bleed company. But what I gave, what they took, did something to me. I felt haunted by my past in a good way. Now unwanted, I'm looking beyond the good days. I buckle up, check the rear, nothing chasing me. Put her in the driver, decide what life's taking me. And the street feels like a planetary vein pumping through the heart of these countryside lanes. And I wonder why change was my only route left as I drove towards the sun setting down in the west. From the greatest generation to millennials, it's the road that's been driven a centennial. Be it grapes and wrath or slick picks, you don't need a reason to trip a Route 66. Yeah, it's the other road, really there's no other road. No plane or train could ever make you love a road. Go and Chinatown to LA to get your kicks, get your wanderlust fix when tripping on 66. From the windy city to the west side, the drive winds through time and reminds you of a blessed ride of less lines but stressed minds. Our families packing everything they got for a shot to live their best lives. For me though, it seems more of a dream goal. Culinary from onion burgers to cream rolls, grand arches and dark caves to deep holes, to gas stations and diners with calm peoples. The eye-opening part, what I hope to impart is that this journey really opened the heart. Showed me how this life is larger than the whole of the stars. Starts with little conversations inside grocery marts. To tell you, I have a better appreciation for this nation. I realize this drive is more than just a vacation, cause it takes a trek 2,000 miles in the making to stop and take a break and contemplate life's greatness. From the greatest generation to millennials, it's the road that's been driven a centennial. Be it grapes or wrath or slick picks, you don't need a reason to trip a Route 66. It's the other road, really there's no other road. No plane or train could ever make you love a road. Go and Chinatown to LA to get your kicks, get your wanderlust fix when tripping on 66. From your elders to your elementaries, there's a little bit for every age to see. You can Instagram, vlog, or write a diary, but try to be present upon this trip you're admiring. It's the mother road, really there's no other road. No plane or train could ever make you love a road. Go from petrified forest to the pier, make your Route 66 and your roads remain clear. Yeah.
Practically feel the wind in your hair listening to that song.
Yeah.
It's all about like ditching the soul-crushing job, chasing wide open spaces, very classic Americana vibes.
Total classic escape narrative, but then, I don't know, it feels like there's something else going on beneath the surface, you know?
Right, and I think that's where it gets really interesting, because woven into that physical journey, that escape, there's also this parallel journey of internal reflection happening. Rhymeflow starts grappling with time, with memory, the weight of the past. It's like they're on this road trip, but they can't quite outrun their own thoughts. You know?
And that's where Flecht comes in, right? because all that introspection, all that baggage they're carrying, it kind of explodes in that song.
Yeah, totally. Inflect, they're not running from anything anymore. It's like they've stopped the car, gotten out, and they're just like, okay, regret, let's talk.
I feel like this is a good time to bring up one of my favorite lines.
Oh yeah, which one?
Regret is hereditary, memories embedded in your head.
What's a true definition of regret? It's hereditary memories embedded in your head of a moment that you putting on a loop and repeating, and it plays in the shower while you're waiting, while you eating, and you wonder if you're ever in that situation twice. Would you choose a different destination, future self-advice, or would you let the dominoes fall as they did before? And instead of taking the call, you open up the door and you walk yourself right back into arms that reach for you. They beseeching you. Are they teaching you? Doesn't matter, cause that line in time's gone, and you're back into the now, thinking that your mind's wrong, cause you long to change your decision that's cut into the stone. Because of it, you're tethered to the past alone. Man, it's only just a vision of before, but it's smitten you, bitten by the fangs of regrets really hitting you. Quit it, dude. Take a minute too. Living within history will quick diminish you. An unfinished brew that you sip's not delicious stew. I suggest you pitch that super thought right out the kitchen flue. Get yourself out of the toxic retrospection. You're a denizen of the now, present direction, and this section of your life demands attention. Events intense, this beyond convention. So sense this conviction's tension, and it sends me into these fits of intention. Electricity so immense, it's mentioned that I pulse infinite volts to all dimensions. But I'm simply immortal, immoral just a little, but my morale is a portal and an insight into insight of the hints I tend to insight when I set sight of my past and regret against an invite.
Every time I hear that, I don't know, it sends chills down my spine.
Oh, it's such a good line.
It's like those regrets, those past choices, they're not just yours to carry. They're echoes of your family, your history, maybe even like your DNA.
Right. It's like Rhymeflow is saying, those hereditary memories, they can feel as real and inescapable as like your own blood.
They're not afraid to be vulnerable, to go to those dark places, to really explore the complexities of the human experience. But there's always this undercurrent of hope, of resilience. It's like they're saying, yeah, life's a trip, man. It's messy and confusing, and sometimes it just plain sucks, but you got this. You have the power within you to make something beautiful out of it.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And it's not just about like positive thinking or pretending everything's okay. It's about acknowledging the darkness, the struggles, the anxieties, and then saying, okay, now what? What am I going to do with this? How can I use this to create something meaningful, to connect with others, to make the world a little bit brighter?
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the lyrical landscapes of Rhymeflow, there's one question I want to leave you with. If Rhymeflow were to turn their lens on your life, what story would they tell? What themes, what anxieties, what triumphs would they uncover? Think about it, and until next time, keep exploring those depths.